Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to another edition of Live Math with Mr. C. The focus for today is going to be on dividing fractions. I'm going to actually move this a little closer. I want y'all to really be able to see it. Kind of want to get rid of the glare here, so I'm going to move it extra close. Let's see if I Alright, so we are focusing on dividing fractions today. So for this video, I'm going to do several examples on dividing fractions. I got a secret for all of you on dividing fractions, on the process for that. There's actually no division involved. There's no division involved in dividing fractions. It's basically multiplying fractions with an extra step. Shh. But we're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. All right. So when we divide fractions, really it's just multiplying fractions with an extra step. Let's say we're going to do 5/8 divided by 2/3. Let's just say that's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually bring this table a little closer here. All we're really doing, we keep, we change, and we flip. All right, we keep the first fraction the same. We change the sign of multiplication, and then we flip it. All right. I think I'm going to need to move the. Bear with me. I think I'm going to need to move that a little closer there because I really want y'all to be able to see it. All right. And I'm going to grab the eraser. First time for everything, you know. So we keep this fraction the same, we change, and then we flip. So 5/8. So if when we divide 5/8 times 2/3, we're going to keep 5/8 the same. We're going to change the division sign to a multiplication sign. And this number, 2/3, we're going to flip that to 3/2. All right? So we keep, we change, and then we flip. Ooh. Yeah, that was more of a somersault than a flip. I'm kind of old and over the hill, so somersault, closest thing I got to a flip. Let me go pick up that chair right now. Alright, so now we successfully keep, changed, and flipped. So we've changed the division sign into the division problem into a multiplying fractions problem. And from there, pretty basic math, alright? We're going to multiply the numerators, so the top numbers, 5 times 3 equals 15. And then we are going to multiply the denominators, 8 times 2 equals 16. Somebody just knocked. I'll be right back. Hi, did you, do something?
I heard a quick crash, so
Oh.
I came up to find out if everything was okay.
Yeah.
My office is right underneath.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. No, everything's all right.
Oh, okay. It just sounded like someone fell.
I did fall, but I'm up. I'm good. I'm all right. I'm
Okay, it's all right. As long as you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So that's the first problem. 5/8 remains the same. The division sign changes to a multiplication sign. The 2/3 gets flipped. The numerator, the top number, becomes the bottom number. The bottom number, or the denominator, becomes the top number. 2/3 changes to 3/2, and then we multiply the numerators and the denominators. All right, so now I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna see if I can make these a little bigger. For the next one, I want to make it a little bigger so everybody can see it over here. All right, next example problem, let's say 3/4 divided by 5/6. All right, 3/4 divided by 5/6. And again, we keep, we change, and we flip. All right, so 3/4 is going to stay the same. We keep that. The division sign, we're going to change that to a multiplication sign. And the 5/6, we flip that over. So the 6 is going to be on top, the 5 is going to be on the bottom, all right? So we keep, we change, and we flip. All right. I got to stop doing that. All right, so now multiplication. 3 times 6, now it's a simple multiplying fraction problem. 3 times 6 equals 18. 4 times 5 equals 20. And we have our answer right there. So 3/4 divided by 5/6 equals 18 over 20. All right, now I'm going to do another one. Okay, let's say another example. We have 4/9 divided by 1/2. All right, so 4/9, we keep that the same. I don't think I have to keep writing the numbers. I think you'll understand, keep, change, flip. But 4/9, we're keeping it. The division sign, we're going to change that to a multiplication sign. And then the 1/2, we are going to flip it. 2 over 1. Yo, that is a raunchy looking 2. Hold up. All right, so now it's a multiplying fractions problem, and we would multiply. All right, I'm gonna do one more flip. I'm gonna try one more flip for the keep change flip. This is my last time ever. All right. That's it. No more flipping, because every single time I flip, I make a noise, and I do not want to disturb anybody. I don't want anybody to come up here and be like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" So I'm going to now demonstrate. 4 times 2 equals 8. 9 times 1 equals 9. And we have 8/9. We got 8/9 up there, and that's That's our problem. Now I'm going to demonstrate another one. Now, for dramatic effect, I did flip when at the end of keep change flip for the first three, but I can't keep doing that because every single time I do that, it's a loud noise, and there's librarians downstairs, and I do not want to disturb anybody. So I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm gonna stop. I'm just stopping. All right. Here we go. Okay, so another one now. All right. 5/7 divided by 3/4. Yeah. All right. So 5/7, we're going to keep that. 5/7 we keep the same. 5/7. The division sign we change to a multiplication sign. And then the 3/4 we flip it. 4/3. So now 5 times, and now it's a multiplying fractions problem. 5 times 4 equals 20. And 7 times 3 equals 21. So 5/7 divided by 3/4 equals 20 over 21. Now, notice with dividing fractions, all dividing fractions is changing the problem to a multiplying. You're just changing the number sentence to a multiplying fractions problem and multiplying like you would for multiplying fractions. It's really just multiplying fractions with an extra step. That's all it is. All right. Another one now. I'm gonna keep going. I think my record for a live is 17 minutes, so I'm gonna try to break that record, make it even 20, maybe even 30. All right, more people are tuning in. Shout out to everybody watching me. I appreciate y'all. All right. 1/2 divided by 9/10. 1/2 divided by 9/10. All right, so the 1/2, we're going to keep that. The division, we change to a multiplication problem. We change that to a multiplication problem. The 9/10, we flip it. 10/9. Again, I can't do any more actual flips because I don't want to disturb nobody. I am in a library right now. I'm in a public library. All right. So now, simple multiplication problem. 1 times 10 equals 10. 2 times 9 equals 18. And that's our answer. 1/2 divided by 9/10 is 10/18. Now, you could simplify the fraction further, but I'm not worried about simplifying right now. I don't want to confuse anybody. So, I'm going to keep that as is. I'm keeping that as is right now. All right, time for another one. Now, if you don't know how to do the multiplication in your head, I do have a strategy for that. I showed on the multiplying fractions video. Definitely check out my multiplying fractions video. It's under Live Math with Mr. C, the playlist. So you can check that, and I give you a strategy for how to figure out how to multiply if you're not able to do the multiplication in your head. So definitely check that video out. Let me do another one now. Bigger numbers. 10/15 divided by 4/5. All right. So now we keep this the same. So the 10/15ths we keep. Always keep the first number. The division sign, we change that to a multiplication sign. And then the 4/5 we flip it. 4/5 we flip it. So that's going to be 5/4. Okay. Now, 10 times 5 equals 50. 15 times 4 equals 60. So our answer is 50/60ths. 10/15ths divided by 4/5 is 50/60ths. Now, again, we can simplify the fraction further. There is a way to simplify that fraction further, but right now I'm just worried about the dividing and the multiplying fractions. I don't want to confuse anybody. I don't want to throw an extra step in there. And I don't want to give people too much at once, so we'll just leave it like that. All right, another one. I'm going to make this problem a little lower because I think this glare right here is messing up my swag. All right. Here we go. Thank you, Jesus. So 8/9 divided by, let's see, what haven't we done yet? We've done 4s, we've done 5ths. Eight nines divided by 3/6. That's something a little different, right? All right. So now we're going to keep the 8/9 the same. 8/9 we keep. The division sign we change to a multiplication sign. And then the 3/6 we flip it. So that's going to become 6/3, 6/3. All right, so again, we're multiplying the top numbers or the numerators. 8 times 6 equals 48. 9 times 3 equals 27. 8/9 divided by 3/6 would be 48/27. Now, there's a lot of ways to simplify that. We can change that into a mixed number. But I'm not gonna worry about simplifying it right now, again. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there. Just got a little reminder popped up on my phone. All right, now I'm about to do another one. Let me keep going. Let me keep going with it. Okay, 2/4. 2/4 divided by 4/12. How about that? 2/4 divided by 4/12. All right, so we're keeping the 2/4. We're keeping that the same. Then we're going to change the division to a multiplication sign. Then we are going to flip the second fraction. We're going to flip it. So we're going to make that 12/4. 2/4 times 12/4. So 2 times 12 equals 24. 4 times 4 equals 16. And our answer is 24/16. Again, if you do not understand how to do if you don't understand how to multiply fractions or multiply whole numbers in your head, go to the playlist for Live Math with Mr. C, and my video on multiplying fractions, it shows you, it gives you a strategy on how to do that. All right, so now we're about to try another one. I'm actually going to move this phone over. I'm going to move the phone over a little bit because I'm getting wet. here, and I want this out the light here. So now turn it, and it's gonna let me rotate. Trying to get rid of the glare, y'all. Alright. Alright, and left pocket over here. Okay, 2/3 divided by 1/6. Okay, so 2/3, we're keeping that the same. The division sign, we are changing to a multiplication sign. And the 1/6, we are going to flip that. 6 over 1. Alright, 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 times 1 equals 3. And our answer is 12 over 3. 2/3 divided by 1/6 equals 12/3. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do a few more examples. Try to make this live last about a half hour. We're about 21 minutes in right now. Let me see if I can make the numbers a little bigger too. All right. 7/8 divided by 7/8 divided by 2/3. All right, that's what we'll do. All right. So again, the 7/8, we keep that the same. That fraction stays exactly the same. Division sign, we change it to a multiplication sign. And then the 2/3, we flip that to 3 over 2. So now 7/8 times 3 halves. Again, notice, really, this is just multiplying fractions with an extra step. When we divide fractions, there really isn't any division involved. We just basically multiply fractions with an extra step. That's how we do it. All right, so 7 times 3 equals 21. 8 times 2 equals 16. So 7/8 divided by 2/3, 21/16. That is our answer. All right. I'm going to do, for the last two, I'll actually, for the very last problem I do, I'll actually show you how to solve the multiplication. I'll show you the multiplication, how to do that without doing the multiplication in your head. I have a strategy for that. I will show it to you, but definitely check out under the playlist Live Math with Mr. C. Check out I believe it's the second or third video there for multiplying fractions, where there's 4 or 5 examples that I do with a picture strategy where you don't have to do the math in your head. So definitely check that out. All right. In now. Okay. 3/5 divided by 1/2. All right, so the 3/5 stays the same. The division sign changes to a multiplication sign. And the 1/2, we flip it. So 2 over 1. All right. So then we multiply the top numbers. 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. 5 times 1 equals 5. And our answer is 6/5. 3/5 divided by 1/2 equals 6/5. All right. Remember, last problem, very last problem of the day. Once we hit 30 minutes, I'm going to, I'll do the very last problem using a strategy where the multiplication is not in your head. All right. 4 sevens. Divided by 2/5. Let's do that. 4 sevens divided by 2/5 equals, so again, we're going to keep, so the 4 sevens we keep. The division sign we change to a multiplication sign, and then 2/5, 2/5 we flip. So the 5 is now the numerator, the top number, and then the 2 becomes the denominator, the bottom number. And now we have 4, now we multiply our numerators, 4 times 5. 4 times 5 equals 20. And 7 times 2 equals 14. All right. 7:35, I got time. Once we hit that 30-minute mark, I will do, I will do one problem where it's not in your head. Where it shows how you can solve the multiplication without it being in your head. All right. Okay, 9/10 divided by 4/8. Okay, so again, the 9/10 we keep the same, we keep that. The division sign we change to a multiplication sign. The 4/8, we flip that to 8/4. All right, 9 times 8. So now we do we multiply the top numbers. 9 times 8 equals 72. 10 times 4 equals 40. So we have 72 40ths. 9/10 divided by 4/8 is 72 40ths. All right. So the very last problem now. We are approaching the 30-minute mark. I guess I could do one more. I could do one more before Two more problems, and then we're going to call it a day, everybody. 2 more problems, and we're going to call it a day. Hoorah! All right. Okay, 3 sevens divided by 1/9. All right, so the 3 sevens stays the same. The division sign, we change it to a multiplication sign. The 1/9, we flip it. So 9/1. Okay, 3 times 9, 27. 7 times 1 equals 7. Our answer is 27 sevenths. All right. So we're approaching the 30-minute mark now. All right. Do this in the middle of the board now. 4/5 divided by 2/8. Alright, so now we keep changing flips, so 4/5 is going to stay the same. The division sign is going to be a multiplication sign. The 2/8, we flip that to 8/2. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to solve the multiplication aspect of this without going, if you can't do the multiplication in your head, here's how. Alright, so 4 times 8, think of that as 4 groups of 8. I'm going to do that up here. Actually, no, I'll do it to the side. Do it to the side. So 4 times 8, think of that as 4 groups of 8. So I'm going to draw 4 circles. And I'm going to draw 2 x's in it, 4 x's, 8 x's, 8 x's, I'm sorry. 4 times 8, so 4 circles and then 8 x's in each circle. Alright, so 4 groups of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to come over to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Now, I'm going to count the total number of x's, alright? So we have 4 groups of 8. So there's 8 x's in each of our 4 groups here. We're counting the total number of x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 4 times 8 is 32. Bottom number now, that'll be a little quicker. 5 times 2, so 5 groups of 2. So I'm going to draw 5 circles down here. For the denominators, I'll draw the circles on the bottom here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 circles, 5 groups of 2. So 2 x's now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have our answer. 5 times 2 equals 10. And 32 tenths would be our answer. Oops. 32 tenths. Alright, now, so what you're doing is you're drawing your groups. So for here, I drew 5 circles. I put 2 x's in each circle. I counted the total number of x's. For the top one, I drew 4 circles. I made 8 x's in each circle, and I drew the total number of x's. Now, when you use this strategy, the way that people mess up, usually the way that people mess up and the way that errors occur is if you miscount. All right, so I would definitely try, if possible, to make your circles a little bigger and space out the x's as much as possible. If you look here, I kind of bunched up my x's a little bit. It's very easy to miscount if your x's are really close together like this. So try, even this circle, the x's probably aren't as spread out as they should be. So try when you make your circles, spread out the x's just so you can tell, just so there's a space between them. Count the total number of x's that way. Now, I counted each individual x, which you can get the answer that way, but it does take longer. If you're able to skip count by 4s or by 8s, or skip count by 5s, you'll get the answer a lot quicker. Math fluency, if you build up your math fluency when you're in the earlier grades, K to 3rd grade, if you really work hard and you build up your math fluency, it makes it a lot easier as you get into the higher grades. You can still solve problems and be successful at math if your math fluency is a struggle, but it's harder, it's more difficult to do. It's possible, but it's more difficult. I said this in the last video. In the old school area, it was all about math flashcards, rote memorization. You just had to know the facts, repetition. In the new school era, they focus a lot on arrays, picture representations, and not necessarily memorizing the math, but understanding the math. As a student of the old school era and a teacher of the new school era, my recommendation is do both. You know, do 10 minutes a night of flashcards, of practicing your facts, memorizing your facts, and also, you know, do some problems, maybe do a problem or two a night where you're using arrays, you're using picture representations, you're using manipulatives. Make sure you understand the process, and also building up the fluency and having that long-term memorization. It does help. So that would be my recommendation. Use both the old school strategies and the new school strategies. All right, that is the video for today. Huge thankful to everybody who watched, everybody who hit the like button, I appreciate you. I'm still kind of a rookie when it comes to this YouTube stuff, but I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna get better every video, and I appreciate everybody that watched and everybody that subscribed. Have a great day, everybody. All right, signing off.